Film Education Officer. I've been there for 5 years now, so but my background is I did my art foundation in Harrogate, and then I went and did graphic arts, illustration, animation degree, and that's what my MA is in as well. And when I went off to study, I really wanted to get into cinemas and to films, because that was the thing that really excited me, just going to the cinema and the magic of film. It really grabbed me from when I was really young. So I thought when I went to study, I wanted to go and be a film director, but I really loved drawing, so I ended up making animations, and that's what I ended up doing. And then when I was in my second year of my degree, I moved to Hebden Bridge, and I got a job. Have you ever heard of Hebden Bridge? Anybody? It's not in North Yorkshire. It's in West Yorkshire. But I did do my A-levels in Richmond, and I went to Bedale School, so it was all North Yorkshire based, and then Harrogate for my foundation. So I moved to Hebden Bridge, and a job came up as duty manager in the cinema there, and so I was really excited, and I sort of got involved with that and started doing some admin there, and so carried on doing that while I did my degree. And then I did my MA, and I was really lucky at the time to get a bursary from the Arts Humanity Board to pay for my MA, which was really brilliant. And so I carried on working at the Pitch House in Hebden Bridge, and then after I finished my MA, I ended up, an opportunity came up. The manager left about 2 months after I finished my MA, which is quite handy, and she went off to work for the British Board of Film Classification. Which sounds like sounds like a really brilliant job, because you spend 75% of your time watching films, but you have to count the swear words. But so she went off to do that, and they had at the time there wasn't many applications for the job, and I'd run the cinema in her absence when she'd been away and stuff like that. So I ended up being lucky enough to get the job managing the cinema, and so I did that for 3 years. So I think I was there altogether for about 5 years. And then I had a baby, so I kind of had a break. I had 6 months off, and thought I don't want to be carrying a cinema, because it's quite it's open it's open every night. It's only shut for Christmas, and in a small place, a small venue like that, you're the only full-time member of staff. So I was in charge of doing all the fun bits, like all the programming and running events and stuff like that. But I also had to clean the toilets, sort out if there's a flood, help sell sweets, do all the spreadsheets, manage staff, which can be quite tricky, especially projectionists, because they're quite a funny breed for people. And so after doing that for that length of time, I went back for a little bit, and then I went on to teach. So I ended up teaching at Leeds Met University, first year degree course, graphic arts. So it was the course I'd done when it was the course I did my MA, where I did my MA. So I did that for a year, and it was really great getting back into my creative practice and drawing again, because I think there's quite a lot of people who have jobs in the arts. You'll either meet people who are really passionate and interested in the arts, and they've gone into it because of that reason, or they're artists and they've done it to kind of do something that they're interested in, and they want to earn some money. But then it's hard to try and fit doing in your own work, because you end up working full time, and it's hard to kind of could do a bit of drawing or whatever you do, but it's kind of hard to keep them both going. So when teaching was a really nice opportunity to do. I was teaching part time. University wages not are better than cinema wages. So it meant you could work part time, and then you had time to do your own work, and you had to do that to feed what you were doing. So I did that for a year, and then after that I taught at Bradford College and doing interactive media. So I was teaching sort of animation, computer, graphics stuff, and I did that for a year. And I work freelance, so doing a lot more of my creative practitioner work. So that's all kind of based on getting your name out there, and so people pay you a day rate to go in and run a workshop with all different types of people, young people, kids. I did a regular slot at the Whitworth in Manchester for Colourful Sundays. So I'm really good at doing crafts that don't involve any glue, wet materials. Oh, that's one of my drawings from. It's a still from an animation. Oh, and I'm not used to. Ooh, got Ken Burns effect going on there. Oh, that's quite good. It's doing it as a little slide. So these are sort of illustrations from my MA. This is a photo from when we went to film, like part of my job at the cinema. You don't get to go on so many things like this now, but European funding, you used to get to go to festivals, so you get to see lots of really interesting places, and it was a festival all about different street theatre as part of the festivals network in West Yorkshire. I'll just let those roll round and then you can kind of see them. But one of the ones that comes up is instructions to make a tiger visor. You get distracted to have a photo of us all there looking sunny and happy. And there's more money in the world to go and do cultural exchanges. So so I do run workshops with kids and often do the worksheets and come up with the thing that we're making. And you go and do that for a couple of hours or holidays and all kind of things like that. So I did that freelance for quite a period of time, and then the job came up at the National Media Museum's Film Education Officer, and I thought it was a really fantastic opportunity because it brought together my love of cinema and education, and it kind of brought it all together. So I started there 5 years ago, and my job, I work 3.5 days a week, and I work on two main programmes. I have an adult programme, an adult programme where we run film courses, evening classes, day schools, from filmmaking through to study days on Gothic films, or so I'll book the freelancer and create the programme of what's happening, then run the event on the day, and then I look after all the financial elements of it and everything like that. And then I also run the schools programme, which is anything to do with the screening and through any subject. It tends to be 14 plus. But English, so you might watch Pride and Prejudice and then discuss it, and I'll get a tutor in to discuss the text, the film text compared to the book, and things like that. So, and then we have got our animation festival on at the moment, so we have things to do with animation. So to me, that's the most exciting bit of my job, is the animation festival, because when I first went to it 12 years ago, it's 20 years it's been running, and it's his birthday this time, but when I was studying and I went to the animation festival, I was just like, it was the most exciting thing, because you got to meet real animators and they were just hovering around, famous, like we've got a Bob Godfrey retrospective on this year for the animation festival, and I remember the first time I went to Bradford Animation Festival, and he was just there in the row behind me, and he did rhubarb and custard. Have you ever seen that? Well, he did that, and his voice is very, very distinct, and it was just really exciting being surrounded by all these animators. They'd come out their bedroom for like a few days, and they're really easy to chat to, and so to be there now and be part of it, it's just always makes you feel excited about what you do. Because I think when you work, it depends what you do in creative spheres or cultural kind of institutions, you don't necessarily get paid a great deal, but what you do is really interesting, and so you might have to end up getting bogged down in admin stuff sometimes, then you just have to go and watch everybody watching a film in the cinema or go to something like that, and it just lifts you back up to the excitement that the audience are having, and makes you remember why you do what you do. So yeah, that's about it really.